Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our final Virginia City Band concert of the summer. If you could please, at this time, if you're able, stand and remove your hats as we play the national anthem. Like I said, this is our last concert of the summer. It went really quick for us band members. Thank you all. It's a nice audience tonight. Thank you if you've come to any of the concerts. Thank you for being a part of us. I know we all missed this. I'm sure you missed this last year as well. It's an open secret at this point, but there is ice cream and pop over here. I'm sure you've all had your first helping. But if you haven't for some reason, if you didn't know that was going on, come get some treats over there. We'll enjoy that for our last concert. The first piece we're going, a little windy. The first piece we're going to play this evening is a march, the March of the Belgian Paratroopers by Pierre Leemans. And the story goes that Leemans was in the Belgian army in World War II, and his commanding officer knew that he was a composer, and so he said, hey, Pierre, you should write a march for our regiment, for our army. And he said, okay, that's a good idea. I can do that. And so he started, and he had a few ideas, and he never really liked what he did. And then the war ended. And then a little while later, World War II broke out, and they were like, well, Pierre, how's that march coming along? You know, you finish that up for us? And so he revisited his initial few things that he wrote, his initial melody, and then inspiration struck, and he came up with this march, and now this is one of the national marches of the Belgian army. Next up on our program is music that I'm sure most everyone is familiar with. Themes from Aladdin, written by Alan Menken and Tim Rice. They wrote a lot of the Disney movies music, especially during this time in 1992. This was part of the Disney Renaissance, they call it, when a lot of these really good Disney movies that people think of, the old animated ones, this is kind of the era that they came from. And of course, then this film was remade again in live action in 2019. And I have two small children, 4-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. And you know, if you have kids or grandkids, you know how they kind of get fixated on things from time to time, a book or a movie or a TV show that kind of becomes their favorite. And the reason I picked this piece was because this was our movie for about 3 weeks a little while back. And I said, well, the music's already in my head. I may as well make these guys play it. So it's great music. It's a great movie, great show, and really fun to play. Hopefully fun for you to listen to as well. Aladdin. Next up, any of you of Scottish descent in the audience might have a tear in your eye after this next one. Loch Lomond, this version by Frank Tikelly. Frank Tikelly is a really famous band composer, and he writes music that is very interesting. I'll say. Interesting in that we as musicians have to be on our toes. We have to count our hardest and play our hardest, because it feels like he's purposely trying to trick us. But even though this piece is a little difficult for us, it still is very, very beautiful. Loch Lomond, of course, is a Scottish folk song about their beautiful homeland, and about two soldiers who are returning home after war with England. Two of them were imprisoned, the story goes. One of them was released, and one of them was not. And so in the lyrics of the song, they say one will take the high road above ground and one will take the low road back to their home. And the one soldier is lamenting the fact that he will never get to see his homeland again. It's a beautiful melody. I hope you enjoy Loch Lomond. So when something is really good and you really get that feeling like it's really great, I get the little tingles on the top of my head. Hopefully there are some tingles out there too. Either that or it means my scalp's receding more or whatever. So one of those two things is going on. So before this last concert, my wife and I were thinking about our band and the personnel that we have and what a diverse group it is and what a nice group it is. So band members, I want to do a few things here by show of hands. If you fit this category, raise your hand so that people can see. How many new band members are there this year? This is your first year in the band. Quite a few new members this year. How many music teachers, band directors, other music teachers do we have in the group here? Quite a few of us as well. And another fun one, how many band members are here playing alongside your band director? How many? There's quite a few. Some of the people, most of the people who raise their hands for that one are young students, but there are quite a few older members of the band who have had band directors in the past that are in this group. So it's we teachers like to bring our students along, and it's a special thing and it's a fun thing for us. Next up, we are going to play The Trombone King by Carl King. King was a self-taught composer. He had no formal training. He dropped out of school in 8th grade and ran away and joined the circus, except for he joined the circus band. And that's where he really learned to be a musician, and he wrote many marches for circus bands, and the most famous of which that you probably know is Barnum and Bailey's Favorite. That was his most famous march. And he wrote over 300 in all. So he was really quite active and really quite talented for someone who had no formal training. He was a euphonium player, and so his marches prominently, regularly featured the low brass section, as does this one, The Trombone King. last piece that I'll conduct tonight is a special one. Is Bugler's Holiday by Leroy Anderson. Leroy Anderson, if the name sounds familiar, it should be, he wrote Sleigh Ride. So this is not Christmas music, but that's his claim to fame. But among trumpet players, this is a very prominent trio piece that is played often, that we've done before in this band. So you may have heard it before. The three soloists that we have this evening are all wonderful, great people. First up is my director cohort, Bill Lovato. He is oh yeah, you can clap for him, that's fine. He'll take that. Bill is a UMD graduate. He taught in the Eveleth Gilbert School for 34 years, retired now for a little while. He's been in the he is in the Minnesota Music Educators Hall of Fame. I didn't know that, so that's pretty cool. You may have seen him at the Eveleth Parade. He was the Grand Marshal of the parade this year, so you may have seen him there. His musical impact on the Iron Range cannot be understated. Every musical person around here knows who Bill is and knows what work he does with, whether it be for Schmidt Music or as a private teacher or as a band director. He's just a great guy and someone who, when I was young and first moved up here, he became a mentor for me, and I'm very grateful to call him my friend. Next up in the middle here, we have Marie Friedis. She is also she is a University of Minnesota graduate, and she just recently got her master's from Kent State University. She is the yeah, clap for her too, that's good. She is the band director at the Cherry School, and she has been there for 7 years now. And something that I really like about Marie is, well, she's my wife, obviously, so there's a lot of things I like about her. That need not be stated. But as a musician, what I really like about her is she always plays with such wonderful, such pretty tone. There are very few trumpet players that I have heard myself that play as pretty as she does. That's a very nice quality. That's her claim to fame. The third of our trio is Jean McCurdy. You better clap for her too. She is also a University of Minnesota graduate. She is a retired physical education teacher, taught at Mesabi College for most of her career. She's currently a ski instructor at Giants Ridge and just an overall outdoor enthusiast. The thing about Jean is that she is an extremely involved musician. Anything that you can do musically around here, she does it. She's been a member of the Mesabi Community Band, this ensemble, the Virginia City Band, the Mesabi Symphony Orchestra. She and Bill and a couple other trumpets get together and play on a weekly basis. She just does it all. So she's just one of those all around. She's always there and she's always contributing, and we're happy to have her as well. So this is our trumpet trio. All right, they'll treat you now to Bugler's Holiday.
I knew we wouldn't go wrong with the Sousa March. The Minnesota March, of course. So you may have heard the words that we have a couple people that were members of the university marching band, etc. So and they played at sporting events. So what a great march! Written for the university approximately. I think they played it first at the Minnesota State Fair in 1927, and so there's been a lot of different arrangements of this, but it's just a fantastic march to kind of get things moving at a game. We'll change the tune a little bit. We're going to do another jazz type thing. Big band favorites arranged by Bob Loudon. You're going to hear I'm Getting Sentimental Over You. One of my absolute favorites, Here's That Rainy Day, a Tommy Dorsey used to always start his theme off with that. Stompin' at the Sandboy, which is a Benny Goodman deal. In the Mood, Glenn Miller. Woodchopper's Ball, Woody Herman. So big band favorites. we've got several thank yous to give out on behalf of Ryan and I. First of all, we wouldn't have this group if it weren't for the mayor and council of the city of Virginia. So thank you very much. My grandson had baseball here the other night, and so I took a walk around the park. It's just amazing how well this park is taken care of, and you people are lucky to have this, and lucky that they didn't say, hey, we're going to build houses there or something like that. What a beautiful facility. The baseball is over now, so they otherwise that'd be full of people. So we've done concerts where we hear the ball being hit, and they're listening to us while we're listening to them play baseball. So Brian Silber is the guy that kind of keeps everything going here, and I'm very appreciative of him. He's really been good to us. Probably the person I want to thank so much are the band members, because we wouldn't have a band without them, and they come back just amazing. In the summer, when it comes to Tuesday night, what are you going to do tonight? Oh, I've got band practice. Maybe their friends are going out on the lake or something, and then the Thursday concerts, of which they've thoroughly enjoyed. They've surely enjoyed doing these concerts, so that's been just a lot of fun. That's what makes it fun. So. And of course, without an audience, it's not nearly as much fun. It's twice as much fun, and we've had by far the best audience numbers that we've had in many years. So thanks so much for being out. One of the reasons we have nice concerts is because of my friend Linda Tyson. If you guys are subscribers to the Mesabi Daily or you read it online, whichever way, she really takes care of us. She was here last week and got a picture of the nice red moon over there, or red sun, I'm sorry. We all want to call it the moon because it looked like it. It was with the smoke in front of it, etc. And so she's been just great. She makes sure she keeps tabs on me. She calls me up and tells me, you get that in right now, you get that program in, so it's in the paper. And so thanks, Linda. We've had mention of our concerts in the Focus, and our two local guys back here in the tuba section are very good about taking care of us on the radio stations. So that also makes a big difference. All that helps to remind us, etc. So thanks, guys. And then there's the treats we had tonight. Hopefully you participated with the Trout Wine family over here, and the Shortstops and Starkovich Distributing, who donated all that's here tonight for you. It always makes this last concert special. It's not something I have to go out and beg for and work at. In fact, Phil will come to me and say, are we going to do that again? He's excited about doing it. He enjoys doing it for you. So thanks, Phil. And that's enough thank yous, I guess. So, well, we're going to feature our tubas on this one. You might even see them wave them at the end or something like that, if they don't make any mistakes. If they make mistakes, then we won't allow them to do that. So, Beer Barrel Polka. Next on the program is another one that we like to feature towards the end of the season, Them Bases, GF Buffin. Most of the stuff he ever wrote did a lot of featuring of lower brass. And so this one also, we have, when you have something good, you have to use it. So we have good lower brass, and we wanted to feature them. So Them Bases. And again, maybe we'll even have them stand at the end if they don't make any mistakes. Well, thanks to the band and to you, the audience, for a great season. And we're going to finish it off with what has to be the most favorite march in the world, Stars and Stripes.